Hi and welcome to Event Head TV. Today I am joined by the beautiful Jo Parker, who is the owner of Heart Sparks. She is a life coach, an incredible life coach and an incredible friend of mine. I'm so happy to have you here with me today.
Yay, I'm so thrilled to be here with you. Thank you so much for having me along.
Oh, no worries. I'm really excited to dig into your brains today about public speaking.
Yes.
Because I think it's something that a lot of people aren't confident in and they want to know lots about it. So can you please tell us more about Heart Sparks and the role that public speaking has played in your career so far?
Absolutely. So Heart Sparks is my business and I'm a life coach, a heart-centered life coach who empower people to live really purposeful and phenomenal lives, to unearth what it is that they're truly passionate about, become incredibly confident in their uniqueness and make really sustainable changes to empower them to live the life that they dream of. Heart Sparks does one-on-one coaching with individuals. I also do some work with the beautiful You Coaching Academy alongside yourself, and we train incredible people to be phenomenal life coaches there. And through Heart Sparks I also do a lot of speaking work at events and workshops and conferences, and also run seminars for people who are looking to unearth what it is that they're really passionate about, what really sets their heart on fire, and to build lives that encompass the best version of themselves. Public speaking's been a part of my career for such a long time now, well beyond my coaching work, back in my roots for not-for-profit and in government settings, where I was doing a lot of work in leadership and a lot of advocacy speaking for some of our country's most vulnerable young people. So it's followed me all the way through. It's something that I love very dearly and something that I'm thrilled to be able to continue with in the business today.
Oh, and it's something that I actually really admire about you, because it's a gift to be able to stand up in front of so many people and deliver a message and deliver it well. And you have that talent, and obviously you've had a lot of practice and you've done it in a lot of different settings. But I think that it's something that also does come naturally to you. Do you feel that way?
Not so much. No, I feel like for some of us it might be easier than others. But I think one of the biggest misconceptions is that speaking confidently and naturally in public is a gift, because it is a talent and it is something that needs to be learned. And just like we practice chin-ups at the gym, we need to practice our public speaking muscles and really get out there and give it a go. And it is with that practice and with that time that we start to become more confident and more comfortable in that space. So in my heart, I believe that absolutely anyone can be an incredible public speaker and can share their message with authenticity and with love and with care in any setting with a little bit of practice and the right tips.
Oh, good. Well, that makes me feel better. So what's been your speaking highlight to date?
Oh, what a good question. There are so many things that come to mind. I think for me, the big highlight would have to be the very first time that I spoke on live national television here in Australia. I think partly because at the time it was just so incredibly far outside of my comfort zone and something that was a real stretch for me back many years ago, but it also taught me to have incredible respect and a deep awe for the power of speaking and communication in sharing messages, and also in implementing really incredible personal and community and global changes. Aside from that, my heart still just sets alight every single time I see that spark in someone's eye, whether they're in a workshop with me or in a session, when you can just see that little aha moment going for them, and you know that something that you've said or something that they've heard has been able to make a shift in their mind, and you know that from that day they're going to be thinking a little bit differently or experiencing things a little bit differently. And for me, that's just so exciting.
Yeah, that sounds incredible when you put it like that.
Yeah, it's really special.
So do you feel that that is why it is so powerful to share messages in that way, like to groups of people in that setting?
Absolutely. When we're sharing messages with groups, it creates this really beautiful opportunity to connect. And we're all wandering around out there in our lives looking for connection. And in my mind, there's just nothing quite like that opportunity to share a physical space and an experience with someone, and to be able to share a message in a way that also allows people to connect is something really, really powerful, I think.
And you can feel it in the room, can't you?
You can.
Like when you're speaking and something really hits home, sometimes you even get that from the audience, like, yes, she is talking exactly what I've been feeling, you know? She's putting it into words, and that's amazing. It's probably incredible to see it from the stage.
It's amazing, and often the things that people react to also encourage me to think about what it is that I've just said in a different way, because sometimes the reactions will come in places you don't expect them, which encourages you to go a little deeper within yourself as well. And you know, when you're speaking in public and audiences are having an opportunity to meet you and to meet each other, they also build really beautiful relationships which can go on to future work together, can go on to incredible friendships, and also can set up a scene for beautiful collaboration in business to come as well.
Oh.
Just can't go wrong.
I know. I love a good collaboration.
Oh, don't we all? And you're incredible at it too.
Oh, thank you. So what do you find works really well when you are trying to engage your audience?
So I think that there are a lot of really great ways that we can engage our audience, but first and foremost, I think the most important thing is to be yourself. People want to know you and who you are and what you're about. And the best possible way that we can do that is by showing up as we truly are, and the people will really connect to that. It takes a lot less energy on our part too. Another thing that's really helpful is to make eye contact with your audience, allow them to see that you see them as individuals, to smile and allow your beautiful personality to shine through, and to make an effort to have that communication with them as soon as we possibly can. So to actually reach out to them and to communicate prior to the event so that you can start to build that relationship, and when they come to the event that's already off the ground and running, so that they come in and they feel like they're a part of your tribe, they're a part of your group, they're a part of the furniture, and they're the right place at the right time. They're where they're supposed to be.
That is such incredible advice, and that can only come from someone who has been speaking for years. But it is all very true though, and I think people do notice the difference when you're making the effort to connect with them and to engage them, because they really feel like you are there for them.
Absolutely.
Not just to stand up on stage. And I love that you have said it's okay to put your personality into it and to be you, because it can be really intimidating and you feel like maybe you should act a certain way, but what people are after is you and your personality, whether that's bubbly or you may be a bit dorky or, or all of the above.
Absolutely. People are choosing to come and hear you. They're not choosing to go and hear your idol or that other person that you feel like you should be like. They're actually making a conscious effort to walk into the room to hear you. So why not give them what they're looking for and just deliver on yourself? So much less energy and so much greater connection too.
And so finally, I wanted to ask you your best advice around handling nerves up on stage, because I know that many of the people that I deal with, my clients, they're new to running workshops, and it does take a lot of energy and guts to get up there and facilitate something, or stand up on stage and see 100 eyes staring back at you waiting expectantly. So what are your best tips for handling nerves on the day?
Two areas that really stand out to me. One is around the tips and things that you can do, and the other is around things to remember. So in terms of what you can do, I think it's always really helpful to be aware of the purpose and why it is that you're coming to speak, but also to be really mindful around how it is that you'd like your audience to feel when they walk away, so that you can show up with real intention around that and feel confident in what you're stepping in to do. Practicing your content and getting to know the things that you want to say like they're your best friends, so that they can walk into the room alongside you and feel familiar, I think is really important. And all of us have different ways that we can calm ourselves. So thinking about a pre-speaking ritual is something that I'll always encourage people to do, and something that I do myself. Really thinking about what it is that you can do for you prior to walking into that venue, so that you can feel like you're able to show up in a way that's calm and peaceful. Nerves are so normal. It just means that we really want something to go well, which is a really good sign that we're on the right path, I think. And if we can come to a venue ahead of time and familiarise ourselves with the environment. That's something that can be really helpful as well in terms of feeling comfortable in the space as we're starting to get set up and starting to get moving. But above all else, I think it's really important to remember a few things. So first of all, there are people in this world who just won't ever fully and truly understand a message unless they hear it from you. There are other people that won't truly understand a message unless they hear it from me. There's other people who won't understand a message unless they hear it in the words of the person who's watching this clip. So I think it's so important that we feel comfortable to show up and just be us. People also come into a room with a clean slate. They're not expecting anything. They're coming into the room with no prior knowledge or at best the information that we've sent to them beforehand. So if we forget to say something that we'd planned on saying, if we put something around the wrong way, they just don't know any different. So there's no need for us to be worried about that, because anything that we can give someone if we're being our authentic self is going to be valuable for them. And the last one I think is just around that people often think that the audience wants them to fail. We get worried about what they think of us, but an audience is sitting there desperately wanting us to do a good job and to succeed. They're coming in with really open minds and open hearts, and if they're not, then honey, we're speaking to the wrong people. So it's really important to remember that they're there to support us. They want us to do well, and they're our friends in this. They're not people that we need to impress.
Okay, my mind has just been blown. That's incredible advice. I think you all need to get a notepad and a pen and write that down right now. Wow, oh my God,
Yeah.
So much gold in what you have said, and the total reframe around, making people feel. Sometimes we want to impart so much information, but how do we want our audience to feel? That's something I'm big on for my own workshops.
Absolutely.
And that's so important to me. And I love that. I never thought about doing that for speaking. Captain Obvious. But thank you so much. I am sure that you got a lot out of that, because I certainly have. If you want to see more of Jo, please go to www.heartsparks.com.au, and I want to thank you so much for sharing all of your advice and public speaking wisdom with us today.
It's such a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me along.